Hey there, everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a cult module in the Serge modular world. The Smooth and Stepped Generator, often called the SSG. And to start with, let me show you that it can do very weird things, such as this. It can also do plenty of other things that we are going to see in this video. First, let's have a proper look at the module itself. It is divided in three sections actually. On top, there's the smooth function generator. Below, there's the stepped function generator. And in the middle, we have the coupler. The coupler is a logic block that basically will output a square signal, basically, depending on the state of both of those circuits. It's a comparator. So I think that it's when they are both high that it outputs something. It can be used in lots of ways. And this is what I used to make that clicky, noisy, Riojy Ikeda-esque beat earlier. But first, let me show you what this can do in a very basic way. The smooth function can be used as an oscillator if you decide to cycle it on itself. It will output a triangle wave from the out, positive triangle wave, and a square wave if you take it here. It goes way sub-audio. It actually doesn't go that high. Still, but... So you can use it as a clock, to advance sequencers, to trigger envelopes, or as a square wave LFO, or triangle wave LFO. It's also a slew limiter at the out, actually. Let me make a quick sequence. If I send my output to TKB, here I have a typical weirdo Serge 16-step unquantized pitch sequence. If I patch it to the input here, the output back here, I have a slew limiter. At max, no slew. And this is voltage controllable. So now I'm controlling it from the TKB as well. One other interesting thing is the old input. For example, if I make an LFO and patch it here, whenever the LFO is high enough, it will stop. This is so a track and hold. One funny way to use it would be to clock another sequencer I've done a 5-step sequence with 2-step at max. So So it will basically sort of sample or sequence. It's a great way to remix sequences, actually. You can still have the slew on top. Then we have the stepped side, which is basically a sample and hold. Let's listen to that saw wave, to the bandpass VCFQ. I'm going to use this as a clock to sample things inside the stepped part. So if there's nothing plugged in sample, this module just won't do anything. What it needs to work is a gate or pulse train in the sample input to tell it to sample. And something at the input, which is what is going to be sampled. For example, let's cycle the smooth section. We can see that something's happening over here. Let's use that to control the filter cutoff. I usually find this to be more easy to listen to than random pitches. My two signals are almost at the same rate, so I have some sort of the phase relationship between the two. If I make this one faster, and this one a bit slower, you can hear that it will just make it stepped. So you can turn something cyclical and smooth into something stepped. Basically, that's what I'm doing here. I'm turning the smooth side into a stepped side. I can still send the smooth side somewhere else. For example, to control the clock here. Which give me some proper random things. But not that random, actually. You can send the sample and hold noise source to get proper distributed, fully random voltages. As well as the classic pink and white noise, which will give you bipolar voltage because the signal itself is bipolar. You can basically send anything into it. So where is the coupler in the middle? The coupler basically analyzes what's happening here and what's happening here, the two output voltages. Compare them and output gates. Let's see if we can basically get an envelope going out of this coupler. Yes, we can. It's quite sparse. I think it doesn't happen that much, mostly because the input here is a noise which is bipolar. Now, if I use that sampled noise, which is unipolar, you can see that it does happen more often because the voltage is higher, so those two cross path more often. So you can use the coupler just to create a new gate stream out of two signals that are not even necessarily gates. The red output is just way louder than the other one. Let's use it to hold to get some sort of a feedback thing. Not the most musical patch, but I guess you get the idea. Okay, now let's try to recreate that first patch that I did. And the idea was to explore what the coupler would output if it was a bit stressed or if it was sent some weird things. So what I did was to send two different rows of the TKB. Let's take C and D. C to the smooth side and D to the stepped side. Then I need a clock to advance the TKB and to sample things in the stepped side. So I see that there is stuff happening. So I have two different signals here. So let's first listen to what happened now. I actually have no idea why it does this. Just find that it is awesome. And then if you start to move the rates, it does give them a different flavor. There's more noise when using the two bottom row. Once again, no idea why, but I love it. So you make it buggy by adding slew, basically. So I also did some stupid stuff like sending one back to the other. Awesome. And the way also I did that first patch super bassy was to use the VCFQ in parallel. So we'll take that same coupler output send it to the VCFQ, take the bandpass out. So this will basically make the pulse resonate as well as the noise. What I'm after is the kick drum, so I will set the frequency very low. Yes! We could try to also trigger a very short envelope. Let's feed it back to make it exponential. I have the pure coupler out, and here the resonated one. Oh, that's awesome. No, I have a slow voltage going from one to the other. That's my new favorite Serge patch. Ah, this sounds so good. To get the noise happening, noise always appear when when the two things are at zero, but something was happening before. I don't know exactly what's the proper way to handle it. It's a pure chaotic patch. I love it. Completely uncontrollable, but I love the sound of it. Okay, I guess I'll stop there. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time. Go have a look at my Patreon if you want to grab some samples out of this session. You can also get some teaching, like the kind sir that ordered some course on the Serge and gave me the idea for this video. You can also buy some stuff from the affiliate links below if you want to support the channel by buying gear. And yeah, that's it. Thanks. See you next time. Bye bye.